It is a celebrated truism of the annoyingly named New Age spirituality movement that human consciousness must change for all the world's problems to get resolved. But this idea isn't widely discussed within the mainstream discourse, presumably because it is viewed as being vague or abstract. But there is nothing vague or abstract about the ignorance, denial, delusion, and psychopathic behavior being exhibited by those with their hands on the levers of power in the world. Our magnificent leaders occupy a spectrum of human behavior. On one end of that spectrum is willful ignorance. They might not be very bright, and they don't especially care to know information that conflicts with their comfortable worldview. Next on that spectrum are self-deception, denial, and delusion. Politicians and corporate executives are particularly adept at our very human capacity for talking ourselves into believing completely ridiculous shit when doing so happens to be convenient for us. This is how they can wake up in the morning, look at themselves in the mirror, and genuinely believe that their behavior is acceptable, and then they go about their day viciously shafting future generations. At the other end of the spectrum is psychopathic behavior. About 1 or 2% of humans qualify as psychopaths. They are neurologically incapable of experiencing guilt or remorse. They don't have a conscience. While many psychopaths are in prison, a number of the smarter ones end up in political office or in corporate boardrooms, places where a little treachery can serve you quite well. When I call Dick Cheney a psychopath, I'm not trying to be shrill or provocative. I'm trying to be accurate in my speech. The man is textbook diagnosable as a psychopath. He told bald-faced lies about weapons of mass destruction, turned Iraq into a sloppy goat fuck, and then has the narcissistic balls to go on conservative talk shows ragging on about what a bad job Obama is doing in the Middle East. If we had a friend who was an abusive alcoholic, we'd be talking about human psychology. We'd be saying, gosh, he's in a lot of denial. How are we going to get him into counseling? How are we going to get him to do some soul searching? Meanwhile, the people running the world are in blind, screaming shithouse denial, or some of them are indeed psychopaths. And all we can say is, that politician is sleazy, that corporate executive is greedy. Is this really the best we can do? Sigmund Freud died in 1939. Modern psychology is not a new and unheard of science. It's high time we brought the full weight of modern psychology to bear on the people running the world, because they are running it off the edge of a cliff. Thank you.